with Python. To talk about this topic, we have Mr. Sunil Guglani with us. Mr. Sunil Guglani has around 20 years of IT experience with various senior management roles. He has changed his domain from IT management to algo trading in 1.5 years back. He primarily uses Python for algo development. He is currently working with NCDEX as an AVP, as an Assistant Vice President. Before we begin this webinar, I would like to share some details about how you can interact with us. As an attendee, you will be in listen and view only mode. If you have any questions, please put your questions in Q&A option on your screen. We will take a session at the end and we'll try to address all your questions. So before starting this session, we're just going to take a little poll, and I would request you all to please just give your answers in that poll. So now I request Mr. Guglani to start the session.
Yeah, hi everyone. Very good evening to all of you. So I hope you have completed the polls. You have given the answer of all the questions. So I'm going to stop the polling now. I hope my screen is visible to you. So I'll show the results of the poll to all of you. So first question was, do you know any programming language? So we have audience where we are saying around 30% of the 35% of the audience is saying yes, they know the programming language, they have the programming background. Around 65% of them are saying no, they don't have. Let's go to the another one. And another question is, do you have any trading, do you know trading through quantitative analysis or indicators? So around 40% are saying yes and 60% is saying no. Okay. And out of, now we want to know that whether people know Python or not. So around 16% are saying they know little and 83% are saying that they don't know. So let me start. So we have mixed kind of audience as of now. I will start with the PPT first. I will tell you the agenda. Is my screen visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
great.
sir, it is.
Okay. So let us see that what are we planning to cover today. We'll see what is algo trading. We'll talk about the algo trading introduction. What are the various resources required for algo trading? And why we need Python for finance. I mean, why we need to use Python only in this particular session. Another few things we are going to discuss will be how we have to do algorithmic trading. What are the various stages and steps required to be followed in this particular process? So we'll talk about that. And there will be few interesting things. I know this will be the theory part. People will find it a little boring. So we will talk about, we'll do little hands-on on the Python also. That I think most of the people will like it. So let's start with the algo trading introduction. So what do you think? What is algo trading? Algo trading is nothing but algorithms. Algorithm, which it's a computer program where we can give the instructions to place a trade. This I think all of us might be knowing already. So we'll not spend too much time into it. So what kind of instruction we have to give? We have to use various factors like time, price, quantity, and maybe mathematical model to define the instruction. We will use these factors to place the trade. And algo trading renders more liquidity in the market, and it makes the trading more systematic. And if we talk about how much people or how much markets are doing algorithmic trading, so we can say the US and developed market takes care of almost 70% of the trading volume. And if we talk about India, in total, it's almost around 50%. And now we have to talk about that why algorithmic trading, why not manual? What is the difference between manual and algo? So the most important thing is in trading is emotions. Everybody knows if we win the emotions, if we control the emotions, then we have won 80% of the race. So that is the most important thing. But if we do it through algorithmic trading, it minimizes the emotions. Algo takes care of the emotions part. Another thing is backtesting. So many times we think that whatever strategy we are planning, some rules which we are following, it is working fine. But it doesn't happen all the time. Because we might have tried those rules or strategy maybe 3 or 4 times or maybe 10 times. But we don't know whether it will work in all the scenarios or not. So for that, we need to do backtesting of the strategy which we are planning to implement. So like the current scenario is very practical example for that. This COVID scenario. So nobody has thought of that COVID can come, and after that these kind of problems can come in the economy and market can fall like this. And so backtesting is very important. It takes care of these kind of scenarios which we haven't assumed so far. Another thing is preserving discipline. So because we have set the rule already in the algorithm itself, so we don't need to worry about the discipline. So algorithm will take care of this particular part. Another very important part is improving order entry speed and accuracy. We know human cannot match the speed of the computer. Everybody knows that. So, and once we have tested the algorithm, once we have tested the rules which we have to follow, the accuracy and the speed of the machine cannot be matched by the human. So this is very important. Last but not the least, diversifying trading. So generally one human can do maybe can handle one account maybe, or it can handle 2-3 scripts. But the algorithm can handle multiple scripts at a time and multiple trading accounts also. Now let us see what are the various stages or steps are being required to be followed in algorithmic trading. First thing first, we need to have the trading concept or idea in place. So what is the idea which is required to be converted into strategy and finally into algorithm? So trading concept has to be in place. Another thing is filtering criteria. So that trading concept may not be applicable for each and every segment. So we need to find out which particular segment like equity or commodity or forex, where it should be applicable. Or even if it is, let us say, equity, then in equity, what kind of script it will be applicable, in which particular sector it will be applicable. We need to define those things. So filtering criteria is very much important. Next thing is visualize the model. So let us say we have the idea in place. We have decided that which particular segment we need to implement that idea. But next thing is if we do the backtesting, for doing the backtesting, we need to develop the algorithm. we need to develop the algorithm, and it takes a lot of time and resources to accomplish that task, to do the backtesting. So before we go for backtesting, we can do the high level testing, that is visualizing the model. So visualizing the model can happen through, there are some visual softwares are like TradingView is available, or maybe Power BI we can use, or there is something similar softwares which we can use to visualize the model, and we can check and whether it will work or not. Once we have visualized the model, we can do the backtesting. In the backtesting, we need to see in how much frequency, which frequency we need to use, maybe daily frequency, intraday frequency, which frequency we need to do for the backtesting. What is the duration of the backtesting? Whether it is 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, 15 year, this is very much required. Which all scripts or which all scripts are required to be tested? And what are the parameters which will be used for finalizing the performance of the algorithm? So these things are very much required. So once we are complete with that backtesting, we can go for the optimization of the parameter. In optimization, we need to see that which parameter will work best with this particular logic criteria, logic or strategy. So for this, we may need to use, we can use multiple methods for that. Maybe one is backtesting with different set of parameters. One could be machine learning. So there are various methods for that. And once we are finalized with this optimization of the parameters, we need to make sure that we are not doing the overfitting of the parameter. So overfitting means, let us say we have decided one parameter, set of parameters, which is working very good with that strategy, but it may work with those scenarios which we have backtested. What if some scenario comes which we have not tested at all? So that is overfitting. So we need to avoid the overfitting. We'll come to these terms later in detail once we see all these stages one by one. So we don't need to worry about that. Even if we are not able to understand few of the terms, it's okay. So once we optimize the parameters, we are fine with the backtesting, we need to do the paper trading. Paper trading is nothing but the live trading without money. This is what the paper trading is. So once in the paper trading, we have to decide that for how long we have to do the paper trading. And once we are fine with the paper trading performance, then we can plan to go live. So these are the various stages which we need to follow. So before we go further, I think we will start with the hands-on practice with Python. So that will give some interest to all of us. I have changed my screen to Chrome. Is it visible to all of you? Chitra, will you please confirm?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So one very important thing is we don't need to install any software in our machine to do this practice. So I hope all of you must be having the Google account with you. So what we will do, you just search what I'm searching in the Google Colab Notebook. Please search like that. So you must be seeing one link on the top of it, top of the search criteria. Just click on that. So if whatever comes, even if this particular result is not coming, just make sure the URL must be collabresearchgoogle.com. So in my case, I have some notebook with me in my folder. So in your case, it may not be having, so I will cancel this. So you must be able to see this kind of screen with you. Is everybody able to see this kind of screen? Please confirm this on the message. Please message it to me, whether you are able to see the screen or not. Great, very good. Superb. So everybody is able to see this kind of screen. So what I'm going to do, you will be able to, so what we have to do, go to File, go to New Notebook. I just clicked on that. So just to update you that Google has developed this kind of platform where we can learn Python by ourselves, we can run the sample script by ourselves, and we don't need to install anything in your machine. It works perfectly well. So most of the libraries which are required to do the testing and learning is already available here. So I opened the new notebook. Is everybody able to see this kind of screen which I'm able to see? Something similar? Please confirm again. Then we can start. Superb, superb. So I'm starting now. So we will start. You must be able to see two kind of buttons on the top. One is plus code, one is plus text. So just want to tell you, unlike the other languages or the editors, we don't need to write the whole program to run and test that. So what we can do, we can run this in this particular editor, we can run the code statement by statement. So if you have not understood that fully, it's okay, nothing to worry. Just follow me, whatever I'm doing as of now, you will understand it very fast. So if we have to write some text or comments, then press on this text. If you want to write the code, then you have to press on this. So these are the two things. I pressed on code as of now. So I'm writing print. Let us learn Python. So I wrote print bracket single quote. I wrote let us learn Python single quote and bracket closed. This is what I wrote, and after that I'm pressing on this button, run cell. You will be able to see one run button in the front of the cell. Clicking on this. So you will be able to see in the down cell, the output came as let us learn Python. Has everyone tried like that? Okay, I will not keep asking whether you are able to do this or not. So I assume that all of you will be able to follow me. So if not, then at the end of the session, we will see if somebody is facing any issue. But even if you are not able, if you are stuck somewhere, if you are not able to follow me somewhere, it's okay. Just keep looking at what I'm saying at the end of the session or maybe tomorrow. So I just want to tell this is just not the only session which we have. We will be having 3 to 4 sessions to complete this exercise. So in these 3 to 4 sessions, we will be completing how to learn Python specifically for algorithmic trading. So I would not say that you will be able to write very good algo trading programs, but you will be comfortable to an extent that you will not find these terms as alien terms. So you will be able to start by yourself, and you will come to the pace very soon, and you will write algorithmic trading programs very soon. This is what I can promise. So this is the first sentence. I'm writing press on code again. I'm writing another statement, print. This is my first Python statement. So run it again. So if you have executed this, then congratulations that you have run the first Python statement, and this is the start of your journey to learn Python. I'll do one thing. I will open my notebook and we'll follow that, so it will be a little fast for all of us because we have limited time to complete this course. So these are the things which will be covered in these sessions. We will be discussing about various data types. If I hope all of you must be familiar with Excel. In Excel, you must be knowing that there are various data types are there: number and integer, number, float, string, booleans. These kind of data types you must have already seen. So something similar we will see it here also. Another thing we will be discussing about data structures. We will be doing some mathematical and logical operations. We will do if control structure statements like if then else, for loop, while loop, and we will see some inbuilt functions. We will also see NumPy and Panda libraries, and we will be doing some mathematical operations based on that. Once we complete all this full exercise, we will be working on some particular strategy, 1 or 2 strategies we will complete end to end, and we'll see how to do backtesting, how to deploy, how to develop one algorithm, and how to do the backtesting of the algorithm, of the strategy. Just give me a moment. So, first thing is how to write. If we have to write some comment, it happens many times when we are writing some code, we need to write some comment along with that this is the comment, this is why I wrote this code. So if you want to write some comment, then you can write the comment with the beginning of hash in Python. This is how you can do. So this was the text statement. I will write it here. So I'm writing hash. This is comment. If I execute this statement, nothing will happen. You see, nothing happened because this was the comment. So comment is not getting executed. It is just for reference of the point where the code is written. Next thing is, let us say this is single line comment. If you want to write multiple line comment, then multi line 1. So let us say there are multiple lines. Then we don't need to write hash. Maybe we can just put these 3 single dots. And we can add with the 3 single dots here. So if we execute this cell again, so it will just show whatever is in the comment and nothing else is getting executed. So this is how we write, how we print the statement using print command, and this is how we write the comments. So now I'm adding one more cell here. One more very important thing is, if we are not sure about some particular function in Python, what we have to do, let us say we are not sure what is meant by print. So you write print here, put a question mark here, and execute this. So you will be able to see the description of that particular function on the right side. See, it is saying print. You have to give the value, And it is telling you the description also about that function. Prints the value to a string or to sys.stdout. It gives all the details about that function. So this is how we write print. Now Python, just like Excel we know we can use that Excel as a calculator. Similarly, we can use Python also as a calculator. So first of all, let us say I want to do some mathematical operation. So 3 multiplied by 4. If I run this statement, it is showing me the results. And we can define the variables here. Like if we have to define any variable, I hope you understand what is variable. So we can define the different kind of variables, like a is equal to 10 if we have given. In Python, if we don't need to specify the data type of the variable in advance. So whatever the data or the value is stored in that particular variable, Python calculate or understand the data type of that variable by itself. So let us say I have given a is equal to 10. So I will add another cell now. So if I see what is the data type of variable a, it is saying int. So we don't need to specify by ourselves. Based on what is stored inside that variable, it assumes, it understands the data type by itself. So let us say if I give 10a, I'm writing 10a, I'm executing this again. Now it is showing invalid syntax. Why it is saying invalid syntax? Because if we want to convert that into string, then we need to put this into double quotes or single quotes. And let us run it again. So it executed it now. And let us see now what is the data type of variable a. It is saying string now. So I hope you understood that how we have to initialize the variable now, and which variable is string, which variable is integer, something like that. Let us say now, let us say we want to use print command with some string as well as with some variable. So what I'm going to do is, I'm writing the value of a. So I'm printing a and I'm concatenating the value of a along with the string. So the value of a I have initialized as was 10a, and it is printing value of a is I hope you are able to follow that. And this was about the print command, the variable initialization, the data type. And there are few libraries which are inbuilt in Python, which are very useful. Actually, Python is nothing but the open source language where you can, anybody can add any set of library and publish it there, and anyone can use those libraries. And there are few inbuilt libraries also. And libraries is nothing but the set of functions, useful functions, which can be used for various purposes. So for example, there is an inbuilt library called time. So if we have to use that library, what we have to do is we have to import that library into our function, into our program. So I'm writing import time, and there is a function of time library sleep. So if I give the value of 5, so it means it will sleep for 5 seconds. You must have seen, even though if I run that cell, it has keep on showing the circle for 5 seconds. Okay. Now I would request you to initialize 2 variables, A and B. I will initialize 2 variables. One with value 10, another with value 50.5. Multiply both of them and show me the results. Please submit your answer in the question and answer section. So I can see there are a few questions are there. When somebody is asking what is the environment you are using. I'm using Google Colab. Google Colab has inbuilt, has developed some environment in which is using the Jupyter notebook. So I request all of you to initialize 2 variables. One is with 10, another is with 50.5. Multiply both the variables and see whether it is working fine or not. Next exercise we have to do is initialize C and D. C should be A, initialize with A, and D with 100. Multiply both the variables and tell me the result. Please print it there. Very good. I got the answer. It is working. Fabulous. And now try the another scenario. Two variables. Take 2 variables. One is with A, another with 100. Try to multiply with both those variables. But I got just 2 answers so far. One is from Jag, another is from Mridula. I request others also to reply to me so that I will be sure that it's working fine with you. So I'm repeating the question. Initialize 2 variables, variable A and variable B. Initialize a variable A with 10 and variable B with 50.5. Multiply both the variables like I have multiplied here. You must have seen. It is here I have not multiplied the variables, but you have to do that and multiply and tell me the result and tell me whether it's working fine or not. Okay, I'm getting more responses. Mr. Kamlesh Jogi is saying it is not working. He's not able to do. It's okay. The second point, A 100 times. Yeah. Mr. Ajay is saying we have to multiply A with 100 times. Yeah. The second. Yeah. Please tell me the answer of that, whether it is working or not. Superb. So I will move on to the next question. So this was about initializing the variable, printing it, and checking the data type of that. Let's move on further. Let us see a little more data types. What are the different data types we have? So I have taken a virtual country called white land. So now if we have to define any string variable, so we have to define it like that. Country, the variable name should be on the left hand side, the value should be on the right hand side. So country is equal to white land, and the string should be in the double quotes or single quotes, like it is here. Both should work, either it is single quote or double quote. Now, if you want to define the variables, again, I have defined two variables together, population and COVID cases. So population and COVID cases, I have defined both of them in the single statement. So I can do like that, population, comma, COVID cases is equal to 20,000, comma 5. Like this I can do. Now, I have defined one more variable called average. So average is equal to population divided by COVID cases. So if I put a single slash here, then it will return the float data type. If I put a double slash, then it will return the integer division. So I request all of you to just try this and tell me the result. Tell me your observation that in average what you are able to see, and in population double slash COVID cases what exactly you are able to see. For that you need to run each statement in one cell, then you will be able to see and the value of that variable there. In case you find any issue, then please let me know. I will just see if somebody has replied. Okay, somebody is asking that what is the difference between single slash and double slash. So I will tell again, if there are two numeric variable, like population is one, COVID cases is another, I'm dividing one with another one, then we will get the float data type. Okay, I will show you here. First I will run it. So what I will do, first of all, so I'm trying to see the value of population. So it is giving some error to me. It is saying name population is not defined, but I have defined the population variable. Can anyone tell me that why it is showing the error even though I have defined the variable? It is because the Python is case sensitive. So whatever variable I am defining, in whichever case, I need to use the same case again. If I use some different case, it won't work. So I will do one thing. If you see, population here is P starts with capital P, rest of them are small letters. So let me run it again. So population. Now it is showing me the correct result. So in population, it is showing the value of the variable as 20,000, which I have initialized. Let me see what is the value of average now. Anyway, I have run all these statements together in cell number 78. So I can see the value must have initialized by now. So see, as soon as I'm trying to write, it is showing me the variable name. So you see average is equal to 40,000. You be careful to see it is saying 40,000.0. As soon as it is showing something after the number as dot and after that something, it means it is float. It is not integer. We can confirm the same. So why it is giving the error? Because I should write type instead of data. So check the type. So see it is showing float. So let me check the another part. I'm just copy pasting it to make it a little faster for you because we have limited time. So I have done the same thing now which I have done for average, but here I have given the double slash instead of single slash. So if you see carefully, then there is no dot after that. So it means it is integer. So I think we can move on to the next part. Let's discuss about, we have discussed so far integer, float, string. Let's discuss about Boolean variable. Boolean, as you all know, and you must have heard and checked in Excel also, that Boolean is true or false. Either it will give true result or false. So let us say we have initialized two variables. A is true and B is true. So in Python, what happens? Python considers true as 1 and false as 0. So even though these are Boolean variables, we can do mathematical operations on them. So I just ran this statement where I wrote A is equal to true and B is equal to true. So if I add both of them, A plus B, then it won't return me true again. It will return 2 to me. It will consider this as 1 and this also as 1. So like that, I can multiply, divide. So let us say if I'm dividing A divided by B, what it should be? It is returning 1 to me. So as expected. So let us say I am giving some condition. A is equal to 2 is greater than 3. This is some particular condition I am giving. So what it should return? Will you please try this and tell me what is the result you are getting for this? What is the value of A after that? Just see the statement and run and tell me. So Anurag is asking, I'm using Jupyter and I have to give prints command to get the answer. No, in Jupyter Notebook, you don't need to give print command. So whatever the last statement which you are using, and if you're using one particular variable for that, you don't need to write print some statement. It will give the value of the variable there itself. So Kamlesh Jogi has replied he got the answer as 2. Okay. Kamlesh, you have to check it again why you are getting the answer as 2. Okay. Name error. Okay. For A plus B. Not for A plus B. I have asked for A is equal to 2 greater than 3. This is the variable initialization you have to do. Then after that you need to tell me the value of A. Okay. Yeah, now I'm getting the correct answer. So 2 is greater than 3 is actually the false condition. It will never satisfy. So if we are saying A is equal to 2 greater than 3, then A must be the false value. Let us see what it returns. So A is initialized with this particular condition. And now I'm checking the value of A. It is showing false. Wonderful. So let's move ahead. So we have seen what is Boolean variable and how to use that also now. Let's go further. Now let us see how to use print statement with various multiple variables. If we have to write print statement, how we can use that? So I'm adding one more cell here. Okay. I just added one more cell. So if we have to write print statement with multiple variables, there are various ways of doing that. One is print. We'll write the name of the variable. Like in the previous statements, we have initialized the name of the country. So I will write country here. So let us see what is there in the country first. Country. Country is Whiteland. And population. Why population is giving error to me? Can anybody tell me? Because population was not defined. We have defined the population with letter P as capital. So again, it is case sensitive. That's why it is not defined. So be very careful with this. Python is case sensitive. In COVID cases. Very good part about this Jupyter is it shows the variable. It gives the suggestion of the variable there itself. We don't need to remember the variable name. So now we have seen these three variables we have defined. Let us say I want to write the print statement with this. So I'm writing country. So for like you must have remembered in Excel, if we have to concate two cells, the value of two cells, we need to give ampersand. Here we can give comma along with, if we have to concate two variables or variables and string. Country has population. Yes. COVID cases. Now I have written print country has population this many, has these many COVID cases. I'm running this. So see, it is showing the result as Whiteland has population 20,000, has 5 COVID cases. So I will not spend too much time into it. Let's go a little fast because we need to spend time in few more important things also. So next is about data structures. So what are the various data structures which we have in Python? There are lists are there, tuples are there, sets, dictionaries. So what are the data structure actually? These are the actually container of the data where we can store the data in various forms, which we can use for various purposes. So once we see how we have to store the data into it and how we have to perform the various operations, we will understand it better. So list, first let us discuss about list first. List is, as it conveys to us, it is a list of elements. Let us say language. Language is the list. It has various elements called English, Hindi, Tamil, German, Dothraki. So these are the variables I have defined. I will just write. So I'm just running this statement. And I will see what is there in the list now. List language. Again, name error. So what did I do wrong? There is a spelling mistake. So now it is I'm able to see the list here. If you follow me, in the list, all the elements has the same data type. Let me define another list. The users of the list. Let us say 100, 200, 300, 150, 250. So I have defined one more list. This is all the elements of the list are integers. I have defined. So let us add both the lists. Let us see whether we can add them or not. Is it possible to add them? Languages plus users. Oh, it is added. So let us see what is there in the list now. See, if you see, it added both the list into one single list, and the number of elements become addition of both the elements. Isn't it wonderful? Let us do one more thing. So I have defined users. Let me define user 2. I have defined users 2. Let me change the variables here. 120, 220, 340, 440, and 750. So now I have one more list. One is users, another is users 2. So what I'm planning to do now? So I will do users plus is equal to users Let's see we can do this or not. Okay, it is again adding both the list and putting into a single list. Okay, what if I want to add the numbers 1 to 1? Let us say I want to add 100 with 120, 200 with 220, 300 and 340. How can I do that? Can you do one thing? Please do this for me. This is delete. So now I want to I request all of you to try this. Divide users divided by users 2. Try this and tell me whether it is happening or not and what is the result you are getting. Yeah, try this and let me know whether it is working or not for you and what is the answer you are getting. Type error. Okay. I got a reply from Mridula that it's a type error. From Anurag, it is saying function also. I'm getting unsupported operand. I'm getting from Anurag unsupported operand list. Okay, wonderful type error. Wonderful. So let us see whether it's so. you got the correct reply that it is showing the type error. Why it is type error? Because it is saying list cannot be divided by the list. So if we want to perform some operation that we want to divide one variable, one element of one list with another element of another list, then it is not possible through lists. So this is the limitations which we have. So we'll discuss about this in next few steps, that what is the solution for that. So I'm skipping some part of the list here. I will come back to this in some time because I would like to show you something else. So I will do one more operation here. Now I am importing one library called NumPy as NP. So importing the library means somebody has developed some function and he kept that in the library called NumPy. We will be using that library. Let us see how we will be using that and how it will be helpful for us. So I have initialized NumPy. I have imported that library and I have renamed as or alias name that library as NP because NumPy is little big for me. So let us see what we can do with that. NP. So NP underscore users is equal to NP. So NumPy is nothing but the library of an array where we can use some mathematical operations in the array, like list is an array, in much better and efficient way. So what I'm using is I created one more variable called NP users is equal to, I'm initializing that variable as NP dot array and I'm passing users here. Users is the list which I have just created some time back. So let me initialize this. So this is done. And let us say let us see what is there in that list now. NP users. Oh, it is created. Wonderful. So it is created another array for me with the same values, which has the list elements called users. See, it has the same elements 100, 200, 300, 150, 250. This also has same. Now I will try few things. I will do one thing. I will divide this with 10 and see what is the result. So it is divided actually everything with all the elements by 10 and it is showing the value. So I will do another thing. I will do the same operations with what I have created in the list. I have created the list as users. So I will try to do with the same thing here. It is showing me the type error. So now you understood what is the difference between list and NumPy. So NumPy, we can do various mathematical operations which are not possible through by inbuilt functions like list and dictionary and all. So I will NP users is another one. So I will create one more variable NP users 2. And I will do NP dot array So now I have two variables with NP, that is NumPy data type, NP users and NP users 2. And what I will do, now I will try to divide one list with another list, and I will see what happens. I request all of you to do the same activity for me. Initialize two lists. One is with users, another with users 2. Convert them into NumPy array and divide one NumPy array with another NumPy array. So I will give you 2 minutes to you. Please do that and please submit the results. Oh, Vamsi has already replied. Vamsi is very fast, wonderful. Okay. Wonderful. Jag also replied that he got it. And Kamlesh Jogi got some error. NP users 2 is not defined. Jogi, you have to initialize NP users. You check whether it is users or users 2. Because see, you have mentioned NP and dot array users. Have you initialized? You need to see whether have you initialized NP user 2 or not. So first you need to initialize both the variables like this. Then you need to perform operations on that. Anurag, there is no problem. We just need to see that how we can perform the various operations into it. Okay, I will show it again. So I will remove the other cells which are not relevant in this context. So these are the things you have to do. First you have to initialize the list users, then users 2, then you have to try divided by users 2, import NumPy, convert these both the list into NumPy variables, then NumPy variable 1 divided by NumPy variable 2 and see whether it works or not. Wonderful. I got the reply from Ashish. The last few steps. Okay. You want to see. These are the steps you need to follow. 1, 2, 3. From 98 to 112 you have to write. Then you have to perform the operations. Okay. 1 more minute, then we will see what are the what is the result of this. Okay. Now I will show you if we do like that. So we can easily divide one list with another list using NumPy. But if we use the inbuilt list variable, list data type, it doesn't work like that. So even we can multiply, we can divide, we can do multiple operations using this. So NumPy is very convenient and very efficient tool for us to do mathematical operations. So this is just the gist of the efficiency which it has. It has numerous functions which will be very useful for us while we will do the algo trading. So we'll be spending some more time in NumPy in next some time. Okay, now it's around 6:15, and this is the first session which we are doing on Python. I know it will be a little heavy on you because it is the first time. So we'll do one thing. We'll conclude the session for today here itself. I would like to tell you there are 2 to 3 more sessions will be there at the same time. And it will happen Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, I know it will be difficult for you to attend the session on Saturday, Sunday. But I can promise you that it is going to be very helpful for you if you are serious about Python and algo trading. It will help you a lot in next some time. So I will do one thing. For next 3 sessions, we need to register it separately. The same link will not work. So I will request Chitra to post the links here. Yeah, Chitra has already shared the links. Wonderful. So I would request to register it here for next 3 days, 9th, 10th and 11th. And let us join again at the same time for next 3 days. Chitra, it's over to you.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Attendees, I would request you please note down the registration link. And if you need further questions, you can just put all your questions in Q&A option.
Yeah. And thanks to Manoj. I think Manoj was supporting us in replying all of your questions. If still you have any questions, then you can send a mail to me, or we can take care of those questions tomorrow in one-to-one sessions.
Okay, sir. So we have come to end of the session and would like to thank all our attendees for joining in. You can always check all our previous webinars and always stay updated on more upcoming webinars on ncdex.com under webinar section. Thank you, everyone.